Pontius Pilate is among the most recognized figures of ancient Rome. While billions have read about him in the Gospels, few consider him as a real person with his own background, his motivations, and his personal struggles. This is what history and scripture reveal. Pilate's full name was Pontius Pilate. Pontius was a plebeian family name, and Pilate may have been a sort of nickname derived from pilum, the Latin word for javelin, which may suggest he was known for his skill as a soldier. This implies that he may have started out as a lower-class soldier, but eventually received a massive promotion. That rags-to-riches story could explain some of his personality traits. In John 19:10, Pilate says, "You will not speak to me. Do you not know that I have authority to release you and authority to crucify you?" Here, Pilate flaunts the power and authority given to him, perhaps out of pride. After all, he had come so far. He started as a member of Rome's lower classes and eventually became the governor of an entire province. It may have been a small province on the edge of the empire, but it was a province nonetheless. He had risen through the ranks by his own merit, and he made sure people knew that well. Pilate ruled with an iron fist. He didn't even live in Jerusalem. Instead, he stayed in a Roman-controlled coastal city like Caesarea, far from the unrest and tension of the capital. He operated with a sense of safety. He could be unpopular with the people, and they couldn't do much about it. He had little regard for Jewish customs or religion. Historical accounts suggest he once took funds from the temple treasury to pay for Roman aqueducts. Many Jews surely resented him. Some may have even wanted him dead. But during Passover week, he was forced to be in Jerusalem to ensure order during the crowded and volatile festival. He was probably uncomfortable being in the city, surrounded by pilgrims and religious fervor. To make matters worse, he was suddenly confronted with a controversial figure whom some people claimed was a king, a direct challenge to Roman authority, and more importantly, his authority. After everything Pilate had worked for, he couldn't allow any hint of rebellion. But when Pilate interrogated this so-called king, he found him to be nothing more than a homeless wandering preacher, saying strange things like, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my servants would have been fighting, that I might not be delivered over to the Jews. But my kingdom is not from the world." John 18:36. Since his kingdom wasn't in Judea, Pilate didn't really care. In any other situation, he might have let him go and moved on with his day. But this wasn't just any situation. He was surrounded by an angry crowd of people who had suffered under his rule for years. And for once, he couldn't retreat to the safety of his Roman city. He was trapped. Fearing what the people might do and what the emperor might think if word of a riot reached Rome, Pilate gave in to the crowd and ordered his crucifixion. In the end, Pilate lived in constant fear of losing the power and status he believed had been given to him by Rome. But in doing so, he condemned the one from whom all true authority originates,